Good morning, everyone. Shavua Tov. So we're continuing the Shemes umagen, and we said that we're going to be starting the Chelek of Even HaEzer, which discusses a lot of laws of woman laws and marriage laws, etc. Rabbi Shalom Asas was a expert when it came to freeing agunot, cases of women that the husbands ran away, and how to figure that out, and also with mamzerim, lo alenu. And many of the tshuvot in the Shemes umagen Chelek Daled have to do with cases of mamzerim. So I didn't feel to get into that because it's not practical for our day-to-day life. Even though there's many interesting cases, like a person who married someone, divorced her, married another lady, and the other lady's the sister, which is not allowed. You're allowed to marry your wife's sister if your person's wife passes away, but not after a divorce. And then he had a bunch of kids with that one, second one, and it could be mamzerim. And then the person did teshuvah and he wanted to divorce the second wife because he realized it was not allowed. But then the mother was still alive, and he said, no, the first girl wasn't really my daughter. In Morocco, it was a Moroccan names, and in Morocco they would adopt. If, let's say, people passed away young, whatever, there was a lot of adoption where people would give kids to other siblings. If they couldn't have kid, they would give a kid. He said, no, this is not my daughter. This is the oldest one because my sister passed away, my oldest passed away, and she had promised, so they're not really sisters. Do we believe her? Do we not? It was an unbelievable case. Or another story where a person, he gets divorced and he leaves his wife 5 months pregnant. And then 3 years later, he says, that was not my kid, and it's a mamzer, and she cheated on me. Do we believe him 3 years later, or is he just trying to cause problems later? And different cases like that. Definitely interesting stuff, but I don't think for the day-to-day. So I'll try to extract some for the day-to-day things. Maybe once in a while we'll bring an interesting case. But some of the things here, and something I'm going to say today, I don't usually say publicly. I don't think I've said, but a recent case came to my mind, and we have here a recording. So, okay, 2 points. The first point is a Kohen cannot marry a woman that went with a goy, even one time. And this is the pasuk, Isha zona v'chalala lo yikachu. Some people say that is the Rashi Tevot of the last name Azulai, but it's not. And we're not from Kohanim. Azulais are not Kohanim, not Chalalim. Anyway, but Zonah, according to the Torah, is a woman that once went with a goy, slept with a goy. And if that is the case, a Kohen cannot marry such a woman. So that a person needs to be aware about. The second thing, which is really, I don't think I'll get in trouble for this, but okay, so the second thing is like this. What makes a couple get married? Two people that are single, husband and wife, man and lady, and they go into the chuppah, and magic happens into the chuppah. When they come out, that they are a married couple. So when they go into the chuppah, what's that magic that happens? The main magic is the giving of the ring. That he owns the ring. He gives a piece of his property. He owns it. It's a giving of himself to the lady. He says the magic words, Harad Mekudesh Li B'Tavad Zu Kedat Moshe V'Yisrael, in front of two witnesses. Those witnesses need to be kosher witnesses. Kosher meaning they're Shomer Shabbat, Shomer Kashrut, and they're Yirei Shamayim, and they're not related to each other, the two witnesses, or to either the Chatan or Kala. Once you have that formula, that is the magic. Ketubah is necessary, Shev Brachot are necessary, etc. But that is the essence of what's needed. Unfortunately, Reform and conservative weddings don't adhere to kosher witnesses, and therefore Reform and conservative weddings are not kosher according to Halacha. Recently, there's a story. Someone came to me, an elderly man. So, I don't think I ever got a ketubah. Rabbi, what happens if a person loses a ketubah or never had one? Can we get a ketubah? So yeah, we can get a ketubah. You could do that. I won't get into it now. Personally, I lost my own ketubah. I had to redo one. Okay, we're not halacha. You're not allowed to stay without a ketubah. And if you found it indeed that it got lost, you have to make a ketubah right away. That's a protection for the wife because the ketubah is the insurance policy for the wife. So when speaking to this person, it came out that he got married by a conservative rabbi, even though he's elderly, his kids and whatever. He got married by a conservative rabbi, and one of the witnesses was a family member. So, I spoke to Rabbi Lowy about it and this, and so what can you do? It's if they want to do it properly, they got to do it proper, chuppah, kiddushin, and so just to have that in mind, because Rabbi Shlomo Sas was going through some stories there where with conservative, now what could happen is, which was a case I know Rabbi Uziel dealt with, was that you had a kosher wedding, Orthodox rabbi, kosher edim, everything kosher. And unfortunately, the couple, when they wanted to get divorced, they got divorced at a conservative or reform for get. So their get is not valid. And therefore, what happened was the girl went to go marry another person, and now had a kid with that person. That's a mamzer. That's a lady who's still married to the first husband, because the first wedding was a kosher wedding. And that could cause a lot of issues. So I hope this doesn't ruffle any feathers. But if you are in this bracket, then we could speak about it. I think when people came from Morocco here, I'm not sure who did weddings or whatever. But if it was done reform conservative, they're still with the fix. Even if people didn't do it properly then, didn't know better. There's always time to fix things. Okay, that's that for today. And we'll continue with some interesting laws from the Shemes umagen, B'ezrat Hashem, in the following days. Minchat tonight and all week long at 4:35. Have a good day, everyone, and Shavua Tov.